Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on tonight's team call. So first, as always, we're gonna go over some announcements. July's Success Club prize is Beat Your Best, meaning beat your highest success club month. So if you're a new coach, guess what? Like you're in a really great position. You get certain medals by beating it by either 1 Success Club point, by 5 Success Club points, or by 10. And then if you beat your best with your personally sponsored coaches, how many of them hit Success Club, then you also get something else. And then there is also like a new Success Club prize, kind of like ladder that they started initiating. So like the first month that you hit Success Club now, you're going to get a hat. The other prizes I don't remember, but you can check in the Coach Online office or in the Coach 411 page, and I'm sure it's up there. Next Wednesday, July 25th, we're going to have a coach opportunity call, and it's going to be right in that same group, Glimpse into Coaching group. If you're not in there, just like you can do it, search it on the Facebook like search engine thing. It'll pop right up. Add yourself in there. And then next Wednesday, me and a couple of the other girls are going to hop on live and kind of just, do what we always do. Talk about what coaching has done for us. And it's a great opportunity, point being, for you to add people in from now until July 25th and keep adding people in there because it's going to be recorded in that group. To add people, invite people to the coaching opportunity, and we'll explain it to them. So if you're a new coach and you're like, I don't know what to say to people, like, hello, that's what we're here for us to help explain that to your prospects, right? Lift 4 packages are still $10 off. I thought it ended, but it didn't. They are $10 off until July 31st. I'm not sure when you can get into the group until. It might have ended, might be until July 31st. I'm not sure, but you can Google that one. Rachel Hollis webcast. I put that in the team page on like Sunday. It was last month's Success Club prize. And on Sunday, I got the email saying like last call to watch the recording. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I was like, crap. I heard it was so good. And after Sunday night, it was going to be over and I wasn't going to be able to get it. So what I did is I downloaded it into the team page. So if you go, so Rachel Hollis is the author from Girl Wash Your Face, and I think we're all like big fans of that book. If you haven't read it yet, get it on audio. The audio is like freaking amazing. But this webcast that she did, so go into her team page, click on videos, and then it's this kind of one that's an hour and a half almost long, but it is like the best freaking hour and 23 minutes you'll listen to this week, I promise. And if you guys, a lot of you guys always ask me too, like, how do you write your post or where do you get your ideas from? Like my post tonight was legit from this. I took some notes and that's how I craft my posts. I'm not that smart. I use what I get from my personal development to share on my social media. So make sure you watch that. July 28th, we also have Ashley's pool party that she's putting together for us. That's July 28th. That's in our team page. Just click on events. And you'll see we have the team pool party Saturday 28th at 1 o'clock. And then I'm having a team beach day and dinner August 28th at my house. Whoever wants to stay over the night of or the night before, just let me know. If you want to fly in, you obviously can. Atlantic City Airport is right 35 minutes from my house, so more merrier. And Atlantic City usually has like really cheap flights, so you might be able to get a good deal on that. And then one other announcement, I don't know if she's on or not because we have a lot of people on, yay. But just wanted to give a huge shout out to Leia and Team Reveal. If you haven't seen, I can't talk tonight, man. Last Thursday, her and her team hit 2-star, meaning she held it for 6 weeks. A lot of you guys might not be familiar with what do you mean we have to hold it for 6 weeks? So what 2-star means is she is a 2-star coach. So she has 2 diamonds underneath of her, and she's also diamond. So that makes them a 2-star team. But you have to hold that for 6 weeks, meaning you have to hold that rank. So people can't drop or this or that. And it's huge because you get to open up your second business center. And I just looked in the Coach Online office, and her second business center is up. It's running. And what that means too is you can pretty much duplicate yourself. So you're doing the same amount of work. It's like your spouse's account, but now you can triple your kind of earnings that you make. So huge shout out. I know that is just what you guys like obviously want to shoot for if you want to grow a really awesome business. All right, I hear a little kid and I can't talk. Is somebody on that wants to talk, or is someone unmuted? All right, give me a second because like I'm squirrel and I can't focus.
Sorry, I muted myself. I didn't know I was not muted.
That's all right, Jillian. You're good. I'm like, I can't focus, squirrel. Okay, so for tonight's topic, we got this idea from our Super Sunday. One of the coaches was talking about how she did a few team calls on certain topics, and one of the topics is what we're going to talk about tonight, and that is one of our mistakes that we've made as coaches, because I think we all kind of seem like we have our ish together, and we are far beyond that. We all make mistakes in this business, but we have a lot of great tips coming at you guys, so definitely take some notes. So it's really about, yes, you're going to fail forward. So we don't want you to necessarily make the same mistakes that we did, but it is really essential to make mistakes in this business because that is the only way that you're going to learn. So I'm going to hand it off to Leah, and she's going to share one of her mistakes with us.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for the shout out, Rose. I'm super proud of my team. And it is super exciting, but it's definitely nerve-wracking and stressful. So, okay. My mistake that I want to share with you guys, man, I have a lot. I'll be honest. I had a lot of mistakes that I made as a new coach. I think the biggest mistake that I made, because I, from a very early point in my business, wanted to grow my business, wanted to create volume and rank advance and have it create finances for our family, is that I was terrified to invite to the coaching opportunity. And I know that so many people are still afraid to invite to the coaching opportunity. And I'll be totally honest, until this year, until the very beginning of this year, I was still terrified to invite to the coaching opportunity. It made me feel like I was going to throw up. It made me question I felt like I had to, in my head, I felt like in order for me to be successful at this business, I had to be making six figures. And I wasn't making six figures. And I'm still not making six figures. But I felt like because I wasn't there in my business, because I was putting that as the standard of success, that why would someone want to be a coach when I'm trying to say you can do this, but I'm not doing it yet? So I was already judging myself, right? And I was thinking that because I'm not there yet, that this is not, that other people aren't going to think it's legit. That's honestly what I thought in my head, until I worked through the limiting beliefs and I worked through realizing that's absolutely insane to think that, because you can be successful making $60,000 a year, $40,000 a year, $20,000 a year, whatever it is, whatever, 5,000, whatever it is that success means for you, whatever its impact that this business has for you, because everybody's goals are different. Not everybody wants a six-figure business. Some people want to make $100 a week because that will help feed their families. And for me to not share that opportunity to others is crazy, right? So the mistake that I made was I did not recruit to this business for a very long time. What I would do was I would recruit like hell to challenge groups, and I would invite my challengers to be coaches, but I wouldn't invite people outright. And I didn't share enough about coaching and joining my team outright. So I started just saying, dude, if I want to build a business, I need people. I need coaches on my team. I need to authentically share that. And it's a mistake because my business would have grown faster. I would have had more coaches on my team. I would have had more coaches have success. More people's lives would be changed by coaching had I shared coaching early on in my journey. And here's the thing, right? You know that you all have fears and doubts and things, that limiting beliefs. The best way to get through those is to dig in them and just take action. And what I found was at the very beginning, when I started just like going balls to the wall and inviting to the coaching opportunity, I was terrified. And then I realized all of a sudden in a couple weeks, a month later, like I wasn't actually really that scared anymore because I did a lot of invites. And as I started to invite a lot more, just like you got, maybe, you're really good at inviting to challenge groups now. Why? Because you practiced, right? So you just have to practice, take action, and then you're going to feel more comfortable. And I guess that's really for me, that was one of my biggest mistakes in my business, for me not reaching the goals that I wanted at the points in time that I wanted to reach. And so what I teach my new coaches is like, you share that right from the beginning, like right off the bat, like you got to rip that Band-Aid off and you need to authentically share, because if this is helping your life in whatever level it is, no matter how much money you're making, no matter how many coaches, if you're the only person on your team, or if you're a coach of 200, whatever it is, you're making an impact in other people's lives. So that's one of my biggest mistakes.
Thanks, Leah. And I think too, like, other people don't know what, like, how much you're making, right? Like, other people don't know how many people are on your team. Like, other people have no idea what, like, emerald or ruby or diamond are. Like, they only know what you tell them. They only know what you're excited about. So just be excited about it. And if you believe in it, then it doesn't matter. You don't have to be Melanie Meacher or Lindsay Matway.
And just to add that, that's funny thing is I was always like afraid, like somebody's going to ask me how much money I'm going to make. I think I've legit talked to, I don't know how, thousands of people, right? Over in 3 years. I think one person has ever asked me like how much money that you make. Right. So like most people don't, right. And not that I'm not going to not share that, but like I was at an earlier point in my coaching career when I wasn't making what I felt was enough money to be successful, which was, besides obviously all crap, no one had asked me, nor did anybody ever ask me that. So it's just like this thing that was in my head that stopped me, right?
Holding you back, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. I think Jessica's on here.
I'm on.
Yay!
Hello.
You're on.
I know I showed up at 8:00 tonight. I'm never early to the party anymore, and I was sitting here waiting for all of you guys. I was so excited to tell you all the mistakes I've made. But I'm glad to be here. Hi, everyone. I love seeing all your faces. For me, there were mistakes, pretty much all the time right off the bat. And the thing is it's funny, I always said this to my kids as a teacher: mistakes are just proof that you're trying. So when you think about the mistakes that you're making, it's because you're trying something. And you know what? You're learning. You're learning from the failures, you're learning from the major letdowns, and you're learning from the things that work. So as long as you have that kind of mentality about mistakes, as long as you grow from what you learn from the outcome of what you're trying, then that's what this business is all about. So, I started 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure I was still on MySpace. Like, that's how long I feel like I've been in this business. But for me, the mistakes that I've made by far outweigh like the strides and triumphs that I've made in this business. So I guess that means I'm trying a whole heck of a lot. Some things work, some things don't. But if I have to choose the biggest area of where I find that I'm making my mistakes, it's my mindset. personally for me. So some of the things that I could do an hour call on all the mistakes I make, but some of the things that first and foremost, I was that person who, guys, I'm a teacher. I don't need personal development. I'm reading all this stuff and I'm doing all this stuff all the time. I don't need that. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. As I tell myself 25 times, I'm fine. I don't need personal development. Well, you do. And the reason why is because mindset is probably the biggest thing that will hold you back and will keep you from making strides and triumphs in this business, or that will even hold you back from trying, because of the fear, the doubt, and the misbelief that comes with so much that we open ourselves up to in this business. So for me, mindset is the biggest area where I made mistakes. And one of the ones I still struggle with to this day is not thinking that I have anything to offer as a coach. And there's different avenues you can kind of take with that I've gone with. In the beginning, not thinking I have anything to offer because I was only helping maybe one or two people. Not thinking I've helped enough in order to offer any help. So that was one area where I struggled and really needed to work on building myself up and believing that I have great things to offer. And if we're all in this to change one life to start. So if you think about the power of that one life and then them telling 3 other people that you changed their life, that's how this business grows, right? And the next thing that I still struggle with is when I struggle with my own journey. So when I'm struggling with my weight or I'm struggling with my nutrition, when I start to go down that path again, that's when I get down on myself as a coach, because we hold ourselves accountable. And that's part of the great thing of this business is that it helps us kind of keep ourselves in check with our own health and fitness journeys. But when you're struggling with your own demons, and thinking that's when you need to back out, and that's when I need to stop being such a coach because I have to fix myself first. Well, that's the great thing. You don't need to fix yourself on your own. Look at how many people we have right in front of us right now who you can look to for support and help. So even when you're struggling in your own health and fitness journey, you have so much to offer because you can invite people in on those struggles and get through it together. So I think for me, that's the biggest area where I struggle, is the mindset piece. And I know Rose is, well, PD, like I'll say PD, and I'm working on that. It's still an area that I struggle with. But the biggest mistake was not thinking that I needed that piece of the vital behavior for sure. So I'm just continuing to work on that because I can press play every day, but there's a lot of other things that you hold yourself back on. So yeah, I think that's probably my biggest mistake.
Thanks for sharing, Jess. That was good. That was great. And I got a good Instagram story of you.
Oh, tag me. I'll use it again.
The beginning was awesome about your fear and it was awesome.
I should have put on a bra for you guys and find me on an Instagram story.
No, I didn't see the girls.
I gotta ask Lisa how to put it on right. That's all.
That was the best post ever. If you guys haven't
500 comments.
Go to Lisa's Humphreys Facebook page. And if you're wondering how to get engagement on Facebook, yeah, that's a good question to ask. Go there. Lisa, are you on? I think I saw you.
Hi, guys. Basically, mine is kind of the same as Leia's, but a little bit different. So the biggest mistake that I've made, and I tell my coaches this, is that I waited to share the opportunity because my mindset was that I'm going to get challengers and I'm going to get people signed up. I'm going to get people started on their health and fitness journeys. And I don't care about getting coaches to work with me or be on a team with me. I'm going to help people start on their journeys. And then once I do that, then I could once I get set doing that, then I'll start inviting people to the coaching opportunity, because that sounds great, right? So obviously I wanted to be hitting Success Club and, helping people along the way. But I didn't start probably really inviting people to the opportunity until about maybe a year ago. Here and there, I would still message some people that I thought would be great as a coach. but I wasn't focusing on it at all. And that is like the biggest mistake that I've made, because imagine if I've been coaching for 3.5 years, and imagine if I started inviting people to the opportunity and to coach like right when I started. I just feel like I would be in such a better place than I am right now. So I am like always kicking myself in the butt for that. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, it doesn't have to be scary. It's as simple, like if you're a new coach and you're on this call, it's as simple as saying to someone, like this one girl posts these fitness posts all the time. It's as simple as saying, hey girl, I see your posts all the time. Like, you're really inspiring. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? That's it. Like, it could be that simple. Just start a conversation. And then she could either say, well, what really is it that you do? Or, yeah, I've thought about it. Or, no way, whatever she says. Anybody that I've sent that to I've never gotten any negative feedback from when I've sent that to someone. So it's a super simple way that you can just throw a message out there to someone. Also, your posts, like my posts were always geared toward challenge groups, and I got a ton of challengers, but they were never geared towards the opportunity. And I'm not saying that if you throw out a coaching post, like you're saying, like, any kind of coaching post opportunity, that they're going to come to you and you're going to get all these coaches. It doesn't work like that either. But once, like we say all the time, like consistency is what this business is all about. And once you're being consistent about it and people are seeing it more and more, then they're going to be more likely to want to join you. So like Rose said before, like, be excited about things. Like, when I talk about it, I talk about how much I love my team, and I love how we're all like-minded people that are positive and helping each other. And I even took, like today, I took a negative situation and turned it into like a positive situation, and used the hater to talk about the coaching opportunity a little bit. So if you're saying, like, let me just get set in my business first, like, your business, the way to get set in your business is by getting coaches to join you and be on your team. So don't think that you have to wait in order to have coaches under you. And don't think that you have to wait because you don't know how to coach them. That's what your upline is for. Like, I'm dying to help one of my coaches help a coach. You know what I mean? So don't get, all flustered and think that you don't know what you're going to do for them, because that's what we're all here for. And that's what all the leaders on the team are here for. And some of you are doing awesome. And I see people, welcoming people to the page left and right. So keep that up. Those little messages go a long way. Post, make sure that you're mentioning it in your posts. And then I said, if you're wondering how to bring up the coaching opportunity, I was talking with one of my coaches, Emily, the other night. She's on, and she said, like, one thing I'm afraid of is, like, I'm not creative. Like, I don't have creative posts or anything. And that's like such a perfect thing to post about. Like, when I started, I didn't want to coach because I was so selfish with my time. Like, I'm super busy always. I have like 100 things going on all the time. And I was like, when I have that hour, I want to sit down and relax and like do whatever I have to do. Like, I don't want to be forced to sit at my computer, but like, I freaking love it right now. And like, Netflix is the devil for me. If I get into a show, I can't stop. But I love doing that now. So I made that, not being selfish with my time, I turned that into a post about how, like, these are the things that held me back. And those are doubts that other people that you're trying to get to be on your team could be having also. So whatever your doubts were at first that made you maybe not want to coach or think about it a little bit longer, turn that into a post. Like, turn one of your doubts into a post, because other people are probably thinking one of the same exact things that you are. So that's pretty much it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Lisa. I think it was last week on the National Wake Up Call. I forget what the girl's name was, but she said, if you don't, like, something around the lines of, like, if you don't talk about it, people don't know about it. So a lot of people don't know that they could be a coach too. They think like it's some like degree or like something fancy that they have to get. So, something simple as like, you guys are on a team call right now, like, put it into the gallery view, take a picture of it and post that on your Facebook saying, like, I'm so excited about being a coach on this team. There's so many awesome girls. Like, I'm still so brand new, but like, I'm so happy I get to get the help of all these amazing ladies doing this with me. Bam. simple, right? Tracy, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I've escaped from my child for a minute. So, one of the biggest mistakes that I made whenever I first started coaching, and something I'm continuing to improve on now, whenever I first started coaching, I was one of those coaches that was like a self-starter. If I had a question, instead of asking somebody, I would Google, try to find my answer, like I was online doing all the trainings that I could. And I just assumed that whenever I recruited coaches, they were going to be just like me. They were going to be go-getters, and they could work Google, they could watch YouTube videos, so my biggest mistake was I did not give my coaches the support that they needed. I didn't reach out to them like I needed to, like they needed, because you just can't assume that other people are like you, that other people have that work mentality that you have. They have that drive and that passion. Everybody's goals are not the same. So it took me a while to realize everybody's goals is not the same. Some people, they're not going to do as much as you're going to do. A lot of people have to be more self-guided. They need extra encouragement. So I can tell, like, especially within the last year, things have really changed and grown for my team whenever I started putting that extra work into my coaches, and letting them know, hey, I'm here for you guys, here to work with their coaches as well and mentor them if they need it. So that's something I'm continuing to work on right now is, building up my coaches, because, you're only as strong as your team's going to be. So if you're not going to take the time to be the leader and to work with your team, you're not going to have a strong team. So that's one of the biggest mistakes that I made when I first started out, was not realizing the importance of building up your team. That's my little scoop.
And I think we all wish we had coaches like crazy, like Tracy with her accent, and we're go-getter.
Did you guys understand anything I said?
We did. It was awesome.
Maybe that was the problem. I was talking to my coaches, and they just couldn't understand me when I first started. That's what it was.
All the coaches are down by you. All right, Carrie is up next.
All right. Hey, guys. I love this topic. I love that we're sharing our failures, because I think a lot of times it's easy to look at other coaches and just assume that they have it down and it's perfect. And even just hearing from Jess, who's done it forever, that she still struggles and has failures all the time, I think is awesome to be able to share. So I, like everyone else, had a long list to choose from, and I can relate to everything else everybody was saying. But something maybe that wasn't mentioned yet that was definitely a struggle of mine, and I think a failure in the beginning, was that when I started, I was great at just throw my transformation picture out there, waiting for people to come to me and signing people up to do the challenge group. So that was my thing. I shared, and then I poured my heart into the challenge group. Kind of going along with what Tracy was saying, I kind of was that coach that was just waiting for somebody to tell me what I should be doing next. And I wasn't really taking initiative to really understand the business with all of the information that was out there. So I would get on team calls and I would do different things. But for a long time, I didn't necessarily know what I needed to be Emerald rank or Diamond rank, or I didn't understand how volume worked and team cycles and those things. So as I started to coach longer, and I realized the opportunity I had, and I started to dig a little bit deeper, and I wrote down my goals. So for a while I was coaching, I didn't really have any goals as a coach. I just knew that I loved this and I wanted other people to do it with me. So then I started thinking about the goals I have, and then I had to figure out how to get there. So I had to be knowledgeable and find out the information. So kind of like Tracy is saying, to go out there and seek the information and not wait for it, but also to take action on it. Because once you know the information, what are you doing? So I remember a big goal of mine was to be able to pay for my kids' daycare, because my husband and I were both working full time, and my paycheck was mostly going to daycare. So I wanted my Beachbody paycheck to pay for their daycare. Right? Ashley knows our kids go to the same daycare. So how many times do I need to cycle to get this amount, this dollar out. There's a lot of things you can do to know the information, write down the goals, and to actually take action on it if you want it to happen. So it's one thing to say, I want to be a diamond. It's another thing to know exactly what it means to be a diamond, the actions you have to do every day to get there. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's my biggest failure. I wish I realized sooner was that I should have clear goals from the get-go. So whether your goals are something small or something huge, knowing the knowledge it takes to get there and then taking action on that.
Thanks, Carrie. So pretty much just
Sure.
reverse engineering a goal, knowing what you want and then knowing how to get there. Let's see. Ashley, I think you said that you were able to talk.
Said I was perfect and then I didn't need to talk tonight because I've got this down.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
I'm just totally kidding because I'm nowhere where I want to be. So a lot of people have talked about their mistakes, and a lot of them revolved around personal development and sharing the coaching opportunity, which is what I was going to share about because just like, I forget who spoke first, or no, second, Jess, you just said, I didn't need personal development. Why would I need that? Leia's crazy. Why do I need personal development? I definitely don't need to read some books. Holy crap, do you ever need your personal development? Because when your mind's right, you'd be surprised how you can invite and share and post because you're so pumped and your mind is right for that. So everyone emphasized that. So I'm going to share something different that I recently, not a mistake, but something I've learned. Carrie, also, I was going to share how to be a beginner and learn. I didn't do that. I was like, I'm too good. I don't need to learn. I actually have been with Beachbody since 2014. I've been on and off. That was a huge mistake of mine. I highly recommend you don't go bouncing back and forth. Stick with it. But just learning and being a beginner. But one thing that I recently learned, and it was a mistake of mine because I was feeling very overwhelmed, is setting a schedule for myself. You're learning a lot and hearing a lot of different perspectives from all different types of people about, oh, I need to learn how to get to Diamond. Oh, I need to learn how to get to Emerald. Oh my God, I need to do personal development and I need to post this night and I need to be on this team call and I need to do this. Make yourself, and Carrie shared this with me the other day, a schedule that says, okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to do a workout and I'm going to post, and then I'm going to unplug and I'm going to be with my family, or I'm going to work my full-time job. And then from this time to this time, whether it's like 8 to 8:30, even that half hour you'd be surprised how many people you can invite and how many people you can follow up with or post. I was feeling so torn between hanging with my family or following up with challengers. But now that I have that time, I unplug with them, I throw my phone, and then now I can jump on, my son's asleep, and I can really dial into the business aspect. So if I can give new coaches any advice, is set yourself a schedule so you don't feel overwhelmed, so you can dial in when you need to and unplug when you need to. And that's something that one of my biggest mistakes I wish I would have been doing over the past year or so. And personal development, 100%, 1,000%, you need personal development.
I thought you were perfect, Ashley.
I am. I'm so perfect.
Thanks for sharing. I see Amanda in the car, but I'm not sure if she can talk or not. Yeah, you're good? Okay. I'll unmute you. All right, you're good.
I'm going to keep two hands on the wheel. Or one, whatever. So, hey guys. I missed a lot of what has been shared so far, so sorry if it's redundant. Hey, thanks, Jess. So I would say if I had to pick two of my biggest mistakes, I've definitely failed forward a lot. I've been coaching for like 3 years, and I don't think I don't know. I think I worked agree with what everybody's said. One thing that maybe hasn't been said so far is I would make sure that you keep yourself as priority number one. because one of the things that I realized is I was like gangbusters on my own journey, and that's why a lot of people wanted to join me. And then I got stuck because I wasn't putting the same amount of effort into my journey as I was putting into everybody else's. And so it's kind of like that whole, put your oxygen mask on first, and then put everybody else's on. Because if you're not leading by example, if you're not, showing the way, paving the path, being the product of the products, it's really hard to encourage other people to do that. You can be as motivational as you want, and be on this with them, but know it's okay to be on the journey with the people, and to just make sure that you're, example, like I would do power hour and then I'd be like, I've been on here too long and I don't have time to get my workout in. Right? That's crazy. Like that has to be a top priority. My meal planning has to be top priority. My workout has to be top priority. So that's like, I think probably one of the things, like don't forget to put your own air mask on first. And, I completely agree and absolutely subscribe to what Ashley just said is in regards to making sure that you have your focused family time as part of your main priorities, because as soon as you start feeling out of balance, everything else starts falling out of balance, and it's okay to have that time and regroup and replenish and turn off. And then I think the last thing would be just really tackling your limiting beliefs as quickly as you possibly can. So whatever those things are that are holding you back from just totally going for it, whatever is holding you back from, hitting send on those messages or reaching out to that person that you think, man, she would be so good at this. Tell her. If you haven't told her yet, she doesn't know that you have that belief or that faith in her. And that's usually that seed that you plant to help people, start believing that they can do this, right? And you may have to remind them over and over and over again how capable they are and how good they would be at it before they see it themselves. But don't let your own limiting beliefs, your own fear of failure, your own fear of not being a strong enough leader, of not knowing enough about the business, don't let those things hold you back, because that's what we have this team to rely on for. We've got great leaders on this team who have been doing this a long time, and who can help you help them. I mean, it's a total team effort. So the quicker you get on board with that and knowing that you don't have to have all the answers, the quicker you'll grow and the quicker you'll learn right along with them. So that's what I've got.
Thanks, Amanda. If you guys don't know, she just came back from Tony Robbins, like a 3-day event. And she's like, I could feel her vibes from here.
Yeah, it was so, I don't know if I'm muted, but, and go to Tony Robbins if you are like holding back on anything. Go, and then you can, I think every single person that goes leaves there sounding like a 13-year-old boy.
That's so true. Yeah, I mean, that is an investment in yourself, but it pays off big time, big time. Thanks, Amanda. Did I miss anybody? Let me see if I can find you to unmute you again. Did I miss anybody that wanted to share? If I did, you can unmute yourselves. If not, I'll share mine. And I've had many, many, many. Why can't you guys see me? I'm like looking dark over here. It's not because I'm tan. The lighting is bad. Okay, that's a little bit better. So yeah, I definitely had failures just like everybody else has shared. And I would say, especially in the beginning, I've learned my lesson big time from this, is don't bank on certain people, meaning don't bank on certain coaches to help you rank advance. Don't bank on a certain person to help you hit Success Club. You have to take ownership of this 100% for yourself. It's not up to anybody else to grow your business besides you. So if you're banking on one person to buy a challenge pack before July ends, and you miss it, it's not that person's fault that they didn't buy a challenge pack. Sorry, like it's my fault that I didn't reach out to enough people, that I had more people to help, right? Same thing with like banking on coaches in your team to show up. It's not their responsibility to show up for your business. It's your responsibility to share this opportunity with enough people. That way you have people that want to work as hard as you do. So in the beginning, I would get a lot of people that would say, I want to do this, right? I want to build a business, or even, I just want to be a coach. I just want to help people. And they wouldn't show up, right? They wouldn't show up on team calls. They wouldn't do anything. They wouldn't even like post on Facebook. But then they would message me and say, like, it's not working. And I would like put my heart and soul into like trying to help them, but they weren't taking any action. So work with the willing. Don't work with the ones that talk and say they want this. Work with the ones that are showing you. Work with the ones that are posting, that are showing up on the team calls. I don't mean work with people that just hit Success Club or just people that rank advanced. That's not what I'm talking about. It's people that show up. If people show up enough, they're going to hit all those things, right? And I'm not saying like don't believe in people, like absolutely, like 100% believe in them. I'm saying don't waste your time with them. I remember I would waste like many hours on like one-on-one calls with people, and it just wouldn't go anywhere. And it was like I was, like you burn the rubber, right? You start to feel like I'm doing all this work, but nobody's doing anything. It was because my focus was on the wrong things. It was on the wrong people. Yes, I wanted to instill belief in them, but until they showed me some action that they were going to take, like it's a partnership, right? Like I'm going to meet you where you're at, and that's how you should meet me, vice versa, right? Like I'm not going to show up for your business if you're not willing to show up for yourself. And I know like we as coaches, right? Like we wouldn't be in this if we didn't care, if we didn't want people. And I think that's what happens, right? Like we want it for people more than they want it for themselves. And and I still have to work on this. Like when people fail or quit, like I feel responsible. I feel like I didn't do enough, or I didn't like train them well enough, or I didn't give them enough info. Like I could freaking bombard people with info, but like that's not my responsibility to make other people take action, right? Like we can, what's that saying? Like bring a horse to water, whatever, but we can't make them drink it. So you kind of have to like release yourself of that and be in control of what you can do, right? I can't control what my coaches are going to do. I can't control whether people sign up with a challenge pack or not. I can't control if coaches cancel or coaches cancel. I had somebody legit, and this is no joke, sign up last Monday. They joined the coach training, and then on Tuesday she sent in her cancellation papers. She was all about it. And I'm like, what changed for you? And her dog bit her foot, like some like crazy story. I'm like, you know what? I gotta walk away from the situation. Like if her dog bit her foot, like whatever. I can control my action. My action was, all right, great, bless and release. Who needs my help? Who can I invite? What one of my coaches is showing up that's not gonna let their dog biting their foot, whatever, get in their way. You know what I mean? Like, so let all that stuff that you can't control go and control the controllable. Who you can invite, who you help, how you show up. That's all you can control. If anybody else wants to share anything, if any new coaches are on and you're afraid of, making mistakes, or think you have to be perfect in order to be successful in this, you're wrong. Sorry, you're just wrong. Any last questions or comments before we hop off tonight? Going once. Going twice. All right, everyone. Thank you for everyone that talked. Thanks everybody for showing up. You guys are like we're like 40 people strong on our team calls now. Like a year ago, if we had like 10 people on the call, I've been like, that was a good night. Guys, like this team is growing like wildfire. Like share that with people. Like that's all you need to know, right? All right, guys. Thanks. Have an amazing night. See ya.